Hey guys, it's Our Rectify, and today I'm going to list my opinion on all 32 quarterbacks and where they rank, from best to worst. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so, my first category is the Elite Four. Now, in my opinion, a lot of people have 5 elite quarterbacks. I just have 4, and my 4 elite quarterbacks, or at least the top quarterbacks, because some quarterbacks that are coming up, beyond these guys are still a little bit elite. But the main elite 4 guys are number 1, Peyton Manning. Yes, I do think Peyton Manning is the number 1 quarterback. A lot of people think it's Aaron Rodgers. I do think Aaron Rodgers will go down as one of the best quarterbacks of all time, but I do have to hand it to Peyton Manning. But number 2 is Aaron Rodgers. It was very hard for me to rank the top 3, but I was able to sort it out. Number 3 is obviously the great king, Tom Brady. And number 4 is the franchise gold, Drew Brees. Drew Brees has really broken a lot of records, and I think he will win one more Super Bowl in his career, but I don't think he'll end up winning at least 3 Super Bowls like Tom Brady, or better yet, 5 like Joe Montana. No, not 5. I think Joe Montana got 4. Yeah, 4. So, now let's move on to the solid Super Bowlers. This category is about just the quarterbacks or the quarterbacks who won Super Bowls, but aren't the best quarterbacks. And there's 3 in this category. Coming in at number 5, Eli Manning. Eli Manning is in this category because he's always up and down. One year you win the Super Bowl, the next year you lose. But I do have to hand it to him. He just does close out that top 5, those top 5 quarterbacks, because he did beat the great Tom Brady twice, putting it into Tom Brady's undefeated Super Bowl hopes, or 5 Super Bowl hopes, 5 Super Bowl win, hopes. Number 6, Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben is another up and down guy. Sometimes he's great, sometimes he can be kind of bad. And that's why he's here. And number 7 is Joe Flacco. A lot of people are ranking him a lot worse than this, but I do think Joe Flacco could be one of the next big quarterbacks. Probably won't go down as one of the best of all time, but he will win another Super Bowl, if not 2. Now, this category is called the soon-to-be champs. This category, it has 4 quarterbacks who are all young and will most definitely probably win more than 1 Super Bowl. Probably 2 or 3. Andrew Luck is number 8. I think he'll win 2 Super Bowls, and if not 2, probably 1, and he'll go down as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I know this is a huge statement to make after only 1 year in the NFL, but I do think this is possible. At number 9, RG3. I think RG3 has a chance to be a multi-Super Bowl champion, and go down as one of the best postseason quarterbacks. Just have to stop those Seahawks. The Seahawks, in a lot of mock season predictions, the Seahawks are always in our way in the postseason, and everybody's always predicting that they beat us. But you just have to get past that theory and prove that RG3 can win more than 1 Super Bowl. And number 10, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson will definitely win the Super Bowl, there's no doubt about it. And I think just 2 years ago, the Seahawks were looked at as a joke. But I do think he'll return the Seahawks to their Super Bowl glory days back when Matt Hasselbeck was the starting quarterback. And he'll actually win one for them and get this franchise their first ever Super Bowl. And number 11 is Colin Kaepernick. A lot of people think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl this season, and that's probably going to happen. So within less than a year, Colin Kaepernick will probably be a Super Bowl champ. The next category is a chance to be something. These quarterbacks are guys who have a chance to be Super Bowlers or contend with their franchise and really get signed to big deals. So number 12, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has really stepped his game up in the past few years, and it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a Super Bowl ring within the next 2 years, because that's how it's looking. And number 13, Cam Newton. Cam Newton can really be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. The Panthers just have to surround him with talent. Yes, they have Steve Smith, but that's pretty much it. They need 2 or 3 more wide receivers, at least one more guy to be that alternate to Steve Smith. Because if Steve Smith goes down, what are you gonna do? I mean, Cam Newton can't keep on, risking injury, even though he is a big, tough guy. Coming in at number 14 is Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has a chance to take down the Patriots, and really, the Patriots have absolutely controlled that division over the past decade, and when Tom Brady leaves, hopefully Ryan Tannehill has a chance to be the next Tom Brady of that division, of that conference, and of this league, and ultimately of this sport. Or, however, maybe the Dolphins can turn things up this season or next season while Tom Brady is still the starting quarterback. They just gotta find somebody to shut Tom Brady down. At number 15 is Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford, I really think he has 2 years left. If he can't produce in the next 2 years, he's done. But I do think this year they can make it into the wildcard playoffs with the 9-7, 10-6, or maybe even 11-5 record. I think the Rams have a chance to contend in the now packed NFC West. Next category are the fine guys. There's a lot of guys in this category. Starting with number 16, Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub is another guy who can potentially be a Super Bowl champ in the next 4 years. He has to work on his consistency and prove that he's really their guy. Because, TJ Yates got them started 2 years ago when he, really led that team to the playoffs. And you want him to prove that, hey, TJ Yates didn't just start, he didn't just set us off. I'm the reason we made it to the playoffs this past year. At number 17 is Matthew Stafford. The only reason he's ranked this low is because of the actual team, the Lions. However, they did get a few weapons in Reggie Bush, and they have Calvin Johnson, great. So I do think that the Lions will find themselves at a 7-9 or 8-8 season. 3 more years. I have 3 more years for Matthew Stafford. If he can produce within the next 3 years, he is done. Number 18, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler really needs that guy to protect him because he always gets sacked. But otherwise, he's a pretty good quarterback. It's not great, but he's good. Number 19 is Andy Dalton. This is a guy I wish I could rank higher, but I just can't. But if he can produce this season and lead them to a division title and not just to number 2 in the division, then I will rank him higher next season. However, I do think this kid has a chance to be something, and he's really one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this league. And number 20 is Alex Smith. He really is better than where I ranked him, but I have to rank him here because of this terrible season he had last year. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't play horribly. It's just he got replaced by the young dude, Colin Kaepernick. And he really didn't produce earlier on in his career. It really took him a good 5 or 6 years to start winning. So, and number 21 is Tony Romo. I know he just got the big contract and all, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Redskins fan, but he did not deserve that contract. He is a okay quarterback. Not great. He's not terrible. He's okay. And number 22 is Michael Vick. We don't really know if Michael Vick's going to be a starting quarterback this year, but, it looks as if he might be, so that's why he is here and not, Matt Barkley or, what's the other guy? Matt Barkley or, I cannot think of his name, but you know who I'm talking about, the guy who came in for him last year, but, Michael Vick is okay right now. At number 23 is E.J. Manuel. I really have no idea about this quarterback. I don't know what he can do, or what he will do next season. But I do know it was not a magnificent draft class like it was last year, and for that reason, he is okay in number 23. At number 24 is Matt Flynn. It's apparent as if he will be the starting quarterback, but Tyler Wilson could heat up in the battle. However, for now, I'm going to rank him here. He is as low as he is because we don't know what he can do as a starting quarterback. I know he was magnificent when he came in for the Packers too, both those times, but those were only 2 starts. We don't really know much about him. Obviously, Russell Wilson was better than him because Russell won out the battle, but maybe he's just turning into a young quarterback league. Next category is the make it the make or break this year, buddy category. So these quarterbacks are guys who are going to have to step the game up, or they could be replaced. Now, number 5 is Philip Rivers. I really do not think the Chargers have a make or break mindset for Philip Rivers going into this season, and potentially, even if they do have a bad season, he'll have one more year going into next year. But in my eyes, he has to perform this year, or he's gone. At least that's how I see it. And number 26 is Josh Freeman. Now, the Buccaneers just recently drafted the very tall giant Mike Lennon, who was a pretty good quarterback in college and can probably, produce in a few years. So I think that's a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call saying, hey, look, Josh Freeman, we got a defense now, we've got a secondary, we got Vincent Jackson. I think they got a wide receiver in the draft. We need you to perform, and if you don't, we got Mike Lennon, or we could go for a quarterback in next year's draft. And number 27 is Carson Palmer. It is obvious he will be the Cardinals quarterback, and the reason he's in the make or break category is because it does not look like the Cardinals will have a pretty good season. And because Carson Palmer is going on to his 11th year, I believe, they most likely will not keep him if they don't have the best season. And the reason why I think they won't have a great season is because the NFC West is becoming packed. It looks as if next year the 49ers will lead number 1, number 2, the Seahawks, number 3, the Rams will probably sneak into the wild card. And, well, that's just going to leave the Cardinals last. And number 28 is Christian Palmer. He's this low. Yes, I know, you're probably going to hate on me. But he really does have to perform. Yes, they made it to the playoffs last year, but on Adrian Peterson's shoulders, and he didn't even play in the playoff game. So, he's going to have to perform this season, or they could get rid of him. They got the weapons. Now it's time for him to perform. And number 29 is Brandon Weeden. Brandon Weeden, I know he only had 1 year, but he's aging. He's going to be 30 soon. 30 before the season even begins. And the Browns could look into a younger quarterback in this year's draft. So if he doesn't show them what he's got, he could end up in free agency next year or traded. At number 30 is Jake Locker. I can't believe this guy was a top 10 pick a few years ago, but he's really got to perform. At number 30, now we're going into our final category, NFL quarterback. Really? At number 31, Mark Sanchez. I don't know how this guy is a starting quarterback in the NFL, and it seems as if Geno Smith would take his place anyway, but I had to put him here to fill up the list. And at number 32, it's obvious, Blaine Gabbert. How in the world is this guy a starting quarterback? I'm really glad the Jaguars didn't draft a quarterback in this year's draft class, though, because there's some great quarterbacks coming next year. Zach Menberger, Tajay Boyd, I believe it is, Teddy Bridgewater, a lot of great guys. So it looks like next year's draft class will be just like a year ago. So the Jaguars are going to see what Blaine Gabbert can do, and if he does not perform, which I don't think he will, they're going to dump him. So thanks for tuning in to my video, and have a nice day.